Welcome back to Daddyhood. We are well under the way on season 2, and today we are joined by
Brooke Baevsky, better known online as Chef Bae. Brooke, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Yeah, so normally I would go through a bio, but this season we're doing things differently. And I just want to ask you, how do you want people to know who you are?
I jokingly, is the mayor of Erewhon people joke about.
Love.
I've done a lot of funny Erewhon content and food collabs with them just for TikTok. But now I'm known as a celebrity private chef. I cook for A-listers, athletes, models, royals around the world, and that's always really fun. Professional recipe developer and TV food show host, soon to be author. So a bunch of titles.
So exciting.
Multi-hyphenate. For people who don't know, because they don't live in Los Angeles, can you explain what Erewhon is? It's sort of mythical.
Honestly, people think I live there. So it is the most expensive grocery store in the world, truly. Just ridiculously overpriced organic food, but it's a brand name more than it even is a grocery store. So people will go there for the experience and pay whatever.
Yeah.
But it's organic.
I remember the first time
I
I got the Hailey Bieber smoothie. So if you haven't had this, it's like $20-something.
It's her thing.
It's
No, I'm not saying if she hasn't. I'm saying to the listener if you haven't had it. And I was like, there's no way it could be worth $20-something. And then I drank it in 2 seconds and I was like, I could have 3 more. It's the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. So
see, and then they exist and they buy their $30 million home in Malibu.
Yeah. And I didn't really fully understand Erewhon is so competitive to even get into. There's testing. Do you know anything about that?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I've had products in Erewhon and it's wild. I would say my margins were very low compared to online or other stores, but it's such a good marketing play. And if you could do high volume, and the people picking up my product were, it was Hailey Bieber that was grabbing my carrot cake jar and posting about it. So the marketing is incredible, but you take it as a marketing play.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's some crazy products like camel milk and sea moss gel.
Right.
And,
right.
The works.
I ate the sea moss gel too.
Yeah. It's a tough
Marketing works, fam.
The key, so once you open up sea moss gel, now this is becoming an Erewhon podcast, but freeze it right when you open it into ice cube trays and pop it into a smoothie because it loses its nutritional value in 72 hours once it's open.
Nobody tells you that.
All right.
That's my the moldy jar of sea moss gel is the classic thing in celebrity fridges.
Oh, wow. Ooh,
yeah, they always, because they open it, they don't know what to do with it, and it's been there for months in the back of their fridge, and then I finally come and they're like, I have a jar of sea moss gel.
Right. And yeah. It's gross concepts to begin with. The only thing grosser than thinking about sea moss gel is moldy sea moss gel.
Yeah, makes it worse.
Well, where you have so much to get into, but before, speaking of a jar in your fridge, one cute thing about Jordan when we first started dating, we weren't even living in the same state, so it was sort of long distance, but we'd travel together and be in all these houses, and he carried his sourdough starter with him in every house we went, and I was like, what is this weird jar?
That's a husband.
It truly, I was sort of okay, if this is his thing. And I mean, he got into it during COVID and making bread, but I was just
me and Obama,
is the weirdest thing, but also really cute that he's bringing this jar with him to every house that we go to.
That is so cute. Wow.
No, I'm
Goals.
Not a pro, but I think it's related. I like to learn stuff, so I made 100 ugly loaves of bread, and then I made a beautiful one, and it was my crowning achievement of my life.
Oh wow, you have to send me a picture.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, I love it. That's so nice.
So let's back up. How did you first get into private chefing, but then also just falling in love with food, and also just I think for our listeners too, of your angle and what you're known for in the private chefing and in the health culture, how did it all start?
So healthy food was always my entire life. I grew up with 2 siblings and my parents, so 5 of us, and we had 9 allergies combined. Wow. I don't know what happened. Truly, they're all different. My mom's when I was pregnant with you guys, I ate the same, and we all came out with different allergies. So my parents would work so hard in their day jobs and have to come back and make 5 different dinners for us all to eat.
Yep.
And it was heartbreaking. They would work so hard and then have to do that. And I was like, why is there food that not everyone can eat and everyone wants to eat that just happens to be dietary friendly, and breaking that stigma that dietary friendly food is gross or bland. And this was a time where there wasn't almond milk on the shelves. It was the mid 90s, early 2000s. There was tofu-y ice cream sandwiches and like this mac and cheese that my brother had to eat that the smell of it is still, I can't even talk about it. Haunts me. So I was always really creative and interested in food. And that kind of became my creative outlet as a kid, creating food that all of us could eat, which are my recipes to today, still to today. But my parents did some gross things when I was growing up. They were very patient with, a 6, 7, 8-year-old experimenting in the kitchen. But I was making oat milk before oat milk was a thing. I was buying nutritional yeast from these weird health food stores when no one knew what it was, and making gluten-free, dairy-free mac and cheese. That's still my recipe to this day that I made for the Sandler's daughters and my celebrity clients' kids. Yeah. And I always knew this healthy food product development path would be my future, but it wasn't a career until even after I graduated college. So I started with food media a little bit, again, before it was an industry. So I was the hands in some BuzzFeed Tasty videos. Yep. And at that point, it was a guy, his name is Scott Lloyd. He was an intern at BuzzFeed and he was given a budget of $25, and his background was video and not even food. And he's like, it kind of would be fun to, create little short form recipe videos. And that isn't long form like Food Network. It isn't just the static images like Instagram. Yeah. He was given $25 for this, and I was some of the hands in those videos. And I'm like, this is going to be $1 billion industry, and so is healthier product development. It just isn't yet. But then I started consulting, and I did healthy food products for massive companies with huge budgets that could take that risk on healthy food. Right. So Starbucks, when they were all cake pops and scones and muffins, I did the egg bites.
No way.
For them, or like RX Bar. I went to Nestle.
Live on those on road trips.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, thanks.
I always joke I made cottage cheese sexy before it had the comeback, because the first ingredient's cottage cheese, then egg white, then egg yolk.
Did not know that.
So little cottage cheese bites. Wow. That's why I couldn't do a dairy-free one, because I was like, the base is literally cheese.
Amazing.
Cheese. Yeah. But yeah, so a lot I did. Then I was at Nestle doing snacks for them, and then meal delivery service prototypes during COVID. Yeah. So the keto lines, paleo lines, and everything. And then basically was leading a chef team, and they were like, you never went to culinary school. At that point I was studying business communications and food science, but I never had a culinary degree. So they paid for a culinary program for me. Wow. Focused on health supportive culinary arts. And then it kind of started with private chefing. That was my career path. So it was not traditional, never worked in a restaurant, never worked in a hotel hospitality group. But yeah, the healthy food. Creating.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's really impressive too that you made your own path. And I think like it's rare these days too, of like you sort of carved your own lane for this, and you just made it, you did it in your own way, which is very impressive.
I always tell people to study everything, because when you're 18 and you're going to college and you're supposed to know what you want to do with your life, it's wild. I mean, my industry didn't even exist yet. I studied fashion. Yeah. You never know when things will come back. And then I had a chef jumpsuit line a year ago. You never know.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of, products that you've put in Erewhon, what are some of your favorite products right now on the market?
Favorite products, I would say, well, actually, there's this, I think gut health, everyone talks about it. Yeah. And, there's so much content on it, but it really is worth the hype. I give designer diets to all of my clients, and it really comes down to there'll always be this next trend, the keto, paleo, Ozempic, whatever it may be, but it comes down to high protein, clean food, and good gut health. And I love this. It's actually an app too, but it's called Zoe, and they're very interested in they're very into healing your gut microbiome and improving your gut health. And they came out with this daily 30 product that's amazing for gut health. And I introduced a ton of my clients to it. And it's 30 different plants and seeds into one product. And you've seen on TikTok, they have gut health jars or gut microbiome jars where they take nuts and seeds and everything, and they make this diverse seed mix to put on all your food. They've kind of done that for you. So it was an amazing product. There's walnuts and hemp seeds and chia seeds and flax seeds and I'm obsessed with it, and I think
we
it's
eat it.
We use it. So I put it on our mushrooms when we had dinner the other night. We had steak. And I like seasoned our mushrooms with it. And then my favorite is on avocado toast.
It's so good.
It's just, I love a crunch.
It
I'm
looks
a sucker for
cool.
a crunch.
On avocado toast, it like takes it looks kind of gourmet. Like if you're serving it to someone, it's like, here you go.
I remember the first time, because I'm the breakfast cook in our relationship. I'm the big breakfast guy.
Yeah.
I love grilling. I'm the grill master.
Yeah, he's our grill and our breakfast, and then I do anything that's in the oven at all. Like he's never used the oven.
Anything
But
that has
I'm,
like science
roasting,
involved, I'm out.
braising,
So I
you
can't do cups, spoon, tablespoon. Like I don't want to
Baking.
So
measure.
you make the avocado toast and put the seeds on it.
Yeah.
Yes, and eggs.
Drizzles and like poached eggs, olive oil.
But
Okay.
we recently, we also have used Zoe in the test kit because we have gone down the rabbit hole of really investing in our gut health. And I've learned so much about even our gut has its own circadian rhythm. Did you know that?
Yes.
It's wild.
It is.
And also the other thing we learned that blew our mind is like you have more bacteria cells in your gut than you have human cells in your entire body.
It's wild. Your gut is your second brain. It
Yeah.
says, and people think it's, there's the next fad diet or anything. Everyone is so different. So the biggest thing with any of my clients, I look at their blood work. I look at everything about their body. And Zoe does that for you. I know you
Yeah.
did
Okay.
that.
So you like that prebiotic fiber from Zoe. Do you have, other people do like apple cider vinegar shots 30 minutes before eating or thing? Are there any other little things like that you love that might be some good tips?
I think honing in on a supplement routine. So many people take so many supplements they don't need, and it just comes out as expensive pee.
Yeah.
So I would say a good probiotic on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, and then 30 grams of protein. It really comes down to the basics, a balanced plate, and then a good omega, and then what you pair things with. So an omega should be a 369 DHA EPA astaxanthin, which is like an antioxidant.
Is that fish oil basically?
Yeah, like a really good fish oil. And then like what else would be a necessity? I mean, for people that are healing their gut, celery juice, organic celery juice, I've seen really good results from clients.
Amazing.
Magnesium at nighttime, like all 8 forms of magnesium in some kind of supplement before bed.
He makes me take that because
It's huge.
I kick him. Like I have.
He has a little
I don't
like
have restless leg, but
yeah, he kicks.
I kick at night. But when I take magnesium, I don't.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I have like these little magnesium gummies.
Yeah, no, they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to balancing diet and health and then life and just wanting to have the carrot cake, how do you balance that in your clients and when you're talking to people about like food and health?
I
Like
think
the sacrifice.
there's always the 80-20 rule, because otherwise you're just going to crave it or you feel like you're missing out on things and life is too short.
Yeah.
But having a balanced diet, keeping your blood sugar stable, you're not going to have these insane sugar cravings at 2 a.m. But there's always, I would say veggies most on your plate, increasing the amount of plants and diversity on your plate, the colors on your plate, high fiber, because it's really hard to overeat when it comes to healthy fibrous vegetables and clean, lean protein. And that's actually going to help your cravings throughout the day. And then figuring out how many meals throughout the day. Some people swear by 3 meals. Some people swear by 2. Some people need 5 small meals.
Yep.
But then if you do love something and crave it, everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be crazy. And I've had clients and their wives will come in, the wife's a supermodel and she'll have a 10-step drink regimen. It's like the apple cider vinegar, the lemon juice with water, the celery juice, the detox smoothie, like the whole medical medium thing that takes an hour and a half every day.
Wow.
Then her husband, she'll be like, oh, my husband wants the same. I'm like, your husband's going to crave and binge Carl's Jr. at 2 a.m. and I'm going to see it in the trash the next day.
Right.
So we need to, balance.
Yeah.
So let's start them on like a high protein breakfast kind of thing.
That is smart. Yeah. You got to set yourself up for success.
But there's healthier ways to make recipes too. I love breaking that stigma. Like my food is always refined, sugar-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, but no one would really know it truly. Right. So it's just better for you in little ways.
Why do you like dairy-free? Just because we eat a lot of dairy in our house, but like, is there a reason that you like to cook that way?
So I have the Ashkenazi Jewish stomach. So I'm personally dairy free, and so is my mom. I can't digest the enzyme or the protein. And now there's so many options, but still a lot of
you can't eat your own egg bites at Starbucks.
I literally, which is so funny. I can have like a little taste, but there's so much food that I've developed in the world that I truly have had like a tiny bite of, or like when I did meal kits and meal development for a company called Freshly under Nestle, the best performing dishes were pork. Wow. And I've made thousands of pork chops and I've like poked it. I can like smell it. I have professional taste testers. I've literally never eaten a pork chop, which is so funny. The egg bites I did sample, but those, it was more like the challenge for those was the average American doesn't know how to read an ingredient and nutrition statement. So they'll see one egg is your 100% daily value of your saturated fat. But then people just don't really know how to understand that fats can be healthy. So then with egg bites, it was like, how do you make a complete egg-based product that's low carb and egg-based and low in saturated fat? So always, I love the little challenges when it comes to product development.
Yeah, I think that's a challenge for me too, is like getting enough diversity on my plate. And I think that's also why I like, the Zoe Daily 30 is like, it immediately does that for you. And
you start your day off with 30 plants. It's insane. Yeah.
And like the biggest thing I remember when I, first tried it is what I love the most about it is they've spent so much money in actual scientific studies that it's not just like blowing smoke up somebody's ass. Like it's like real science backed, like nutrition, and it's rare these days, right? Like it's all about marketing. And I think, so my question to you is, how do people, when they go to the store, how did they figure out what's just good marketing and what's actually real science proven healthy?
Yeah, it's honestly hard. A lot of times, most people don't have a private chef. And then when it comes down to it, the private chef isn't there 24/7 and doing their shopping and on vacation with them. So Zoe actually has an app. So funny you said that. They have, and it has a camera on it, and you scan the products and it tells you really easy, really user-friendly. You don't need to be a food scientist to understand it. Like, is this a good product? We've
used it.
Things to look out for? Same. And I give it to all of my clients. I've actually done a lot of content where I come back to a client's house that I haven't been at in a year, and I use Zoe and go through their entire pantry, because sometimes they even have products and I'm like, what the heck is this? But it'll really clearly, and I'll show my clients, you scan the product, it'll show you what to look out for, if their kids have allergens to look out for, if there's a better swap, and then I'll help them make some swaps. But no, it really makes it very user-friendly. The grocery store is a lot of health washing, I would say.
Have you ever had a brand come to you and say, hey, we have this product that we like and it performs well, but there's this ingredient that people are, like, let's use, for example, like the hottest one that people are talking about, seed oils. Like a brand who says, we want to do better. Our consumers are asking us for a seed oil free potato chip or something like that. How do we do that in a way that's like not too expensive? Have you had anyone come to you for ingredient swaps? Or like
clients or just brands in general with products?
She's like, I had a client ask me for a $2,000 pizza. Nobody's like trying to save money in this industry.
They get the avocado oil, but a lot of brands are paying more attention. Consumers are more aware than ever of what's going into their body, how to read an ingredient statement, the things to look out for, the fact that seed oils are processed like gasoline, truly.
With hexane,
it's really,
it's crazy.
It is really scary.
I was pretty outspoken and even like wanting to hold like Kellogg's, for example. Like they were using ingredients in the US that they weren't using in other countries. And it's just basically because it was cheaper to make, but it's not healthy for us. So I was one of the people commenting and just like demanding and asking for a change, and they have agreed to it now. But like there was a huge movement. I was just like not even a
you have
big
a great
part
voice.
of it.
Thank you for using it.
But I think that's important too, is that we speak up. Like this is it's not just us, it's our kids, right?
I think not getting distracted by the bright flashy things. So to your point, we have spent 6 months with everyone getting really freaked out about like red and blue dyes in food. And those likely are bad, and there's some evidence that they are, and we should take them out. But to pretend like that is like this massive public health victory, when what you're saying is like, actually your plate should be like mostly vegetables, some like lean protein, and this, and like that is going to have 100 times more effect on people's health improvement. And so sometimes the bright flashy things I think are a little bit exactly
it's a good
that.
step in the right. It's not the solution, but it's a good step in the right direction.
It always goes back to the basics, knowing how to build a plate, balancing fiber, healthy fat, carbs. They'll always be the next food trend or the next expensive thing, but it really does come down to the basics.
Yeah.
But in the US, and I could go on this forever, but the synopsis when we compare to other countries, in the US, you basically can put anything and call it food. And then once it proves that it causes cancer, then you take it off the market. Anywhere else, you have to prove the food does not cause cancer, and then it can go into food. So we know artificial dyes cause cancer, which is why no other country allows them in food, along with 3,000 other additives we put into our food in the US, because we haven't yet proven it. But then companies, it's profit over health a lot of times. Yeah. So it's really on us to know. We can't trust a lot of companies, and that's even our government sometimes, and it's scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the artificial dye, it took how many years for Red 40 to...
And how many people to speak up. I mean, it's a scary process. I think one thing we invested in for Bishop was we worked with a...
pediatric nutritionist.
A pediatric nutritionist is the proper. Her name's Allie Bander. She's incredible, obsessed, love her. We did a 12-week program with Bishop where we introduced over 100 foods to him, including different textures. We did all of his allergens over this period of time. And I mean, I'm sitting here saying this. He did 94% of the work, like made homemade bone broth, froze it, used it for his puree. Like he would spend an hour on Bishop's puree and Bishop would take 2 bites. And it just was really impressive to watch him do this, but he had so much love and dedication, and we took so much pride and joy of what we were feeding him at 6 months of like introducing him to solids. But working with her really changed our lives and like the point of view of how much love and care you can put into food.
Yeah. No, truly. Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I love that. Kids are really picky. It's really hard because a lot of times it takes a lot of patience. Kids have to try things maybe 12 to 40 times to even like it. And something like a cracker or a cookie is consistent every time. It's consistent in flavor. It's consistent in texture. They know what to expect. When it comes to fruit, like a blueberry, it could be mushy. It could be sour. It could be sweet. And that unexpected, it requires so much more patience. But the fact that you're doing that, I mean, bone broth, avocado, these are the best things you can feed.
And I'm so lucky that I have the time to do that, and a lot of people don't. But I think there was some like food expert for kids who said something that stuck with me, that just like your job, it was Allie who we worked with. Your job is to, like what food you offer and when, and their job is what to eat and how much. And so like you give them the plate of like the healthy food that you want them to eat, and then it's not like there's no pressure.
It's pressure-free eating, which I want to get into with you as a former athlete, because my relationship with food has always been more work-based. Like I remember my early, like even in college, when I think back of building my plate, I would eat 6 grilled chicken breasts like at a dinner sitting, because like my coaches wanted me to gain weight. So my relationship with food has always been really hard on me, just because it's always been sort of a tool to enhance my body. And like people say
you weren't
fuel.
Eating for pleasure.
I wasn't eating for pleasure. Like I was, because I needed to gain weight, I was eating a bowl of oatmeal with 3 scoops of peanut butter every single night before I went to bed. And that was mainly just to gain weight, but it was so hard on me. It was a full-time job to eat. So now I'm like sort of trying to reset my relationship with food, of like appreciating it. And he's so good at like slowly cooking things. I'm like heat on high, trying to get it done, need to slam these eggs. Like it's a fine balance. It's strange. It's so strange.
Yeah, no, so when I graduated from my health supportive culinary arts program, I started with athletes in the NBA and the NFL, because it was the first of its kind of this graduate program. And basically up until that point, and still to this day, most culinary schools and medical programs do not speak on nutrition and food as a way to heal your body, which blows my mind. It's like culinary schools are traditional French cuisine, add more sugar, add more butter, nothing about health and wellness. So this program was like analyzing blood work and making cheese from nuts and healing your body through food, and food is medicine. And that got the attention of trainers and nutritionists in the NBA and the NFL. And I would start with athletes, and it was very interesting to see how they would eat, because they had one nutritionist for the entire team. And they would be like, oh, you need to gain weight, you need more protein. And they'd be like, where do I start? So there was one athlete, he was eating, and his blood work came back, and I was analyzing it. And he's like, yeah, I'm allergic to almonds. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. And it showed that he did get some inflammation when it came to almonds. And I was like, well, let's take a step back here. How many almonds are you eating a day? And he was like, 6 cups. And I was like, 6 cups of almonds every single day. He's like, yep. I was like, are they organic? No. Are they sprouted? No. Are you eating them with anything to digest the fiber and the protein in the almonds to complement it as like one nutrition source? He's like, no. Yeah. So like he was just taking handfuls, like 6 cups minimum of almonds a day. Wow. So then we're like, took a step back, balanced his diet out a little bit. And athletes, like, they'll eat anything. Like I've made chicken smoothies, like just blending chicken breast into smoothie, deer antler serum, which, oh my God, you have to try it once in your life, but it smells and tastes like a dead animal carcass, but it's really good for cell regeneration. Like we're removing lactic acid in your body, so athletes will eat anything if it's like improving in performance. So I'll like throw that and chicken into a smoothie. They'll eat anything.
Okay, hold on, back up. How do you even like find that out? Like, what is the test study for that? And also, I didn't even know deer antlers produced a serum. It
is literally disgusting, but you have to try it once. Please try it, and you have to like somehow tie it into this.
Do you boil deer antlers, or how do you like get it out?
I have no idea how they make deer antler serum.
We don't want to know.
Idea, but it tastes it's so disgusting. It's like the most disgusting superfood, and there's no pill for it. It's like only liquid.
Yeah.
But I think they sell it at Erewhon and stuff. But you really do have to try it in athletes.
Well, you're really selling it by saying it smells and tastes like a dead animal carcass.
Literally like dead bones, not even like rotting meat. It's like dead. I can't. It's like
go pick it up for $99.99 at Erewhon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Deer Antler Serum Company sponsor this. But yeah, they'll eat anything. But I was like, it was all about balance. Like with this almond, I was like, we cut him down to like half a cup a day, and then he wasn't allergic anymore.
Bouncing around a little bit, can you walk us through like what do you feed yourself in a day? Like on average, just like some of your favorite meals.
So what I feed myself, my fridge, I would say, is literally always empty. And my freezer is always full because whenever I cook something, I'll make a massive portion, meal prep it into containers and put it into the freezer because I'm always traveling.
Yeah.
And I'll never know, or last minute projects, and I never know when I'll eat it. And I hate food waste. So my fridge literally has like pickles in it. And then the freezer is full.
Yeah.
Because people will be like, oh, if you're cooking at a client's house or on a project, you just eat that. And I do love my recipes, but a lot of my clients will look at my TikTok and be like, can you make these viral ones that I've made so many thousands of times that I can't even I can't eat them anymore. Like my carrot cake, I've eaten so much, I genuinely cannot smell it or cook it eat it anymore.
That's my favorite food, by the way.
Oh, wow. After making my carrot cake. It is amazing. I'm like, when you eat something like 10,000 times, you're just at this point, no.
Yeah.
So I'll either have some amazing meal prep in my fridge, like very veg forward. I'm gluten and dairy free, very high protein, very clean. And then otherwise I call it my raccoon meal. And that's like the really busy days where I call it raccooning because like a raccoon will lean over a dumpster and like
yeah.
And I will take like a rotisserie chicken and like eat it over the sink like a raccoon.
Yep.
Or just like
that's me.
Like I
love leftovers.
Yeah.
It was one thing like he had to learn to love about me is I would be good with like making one massive meal on Monday and eating it for the rest of the week. Like I could just like pick off of it and like that's my meals, and he needs variety and wants something fresh, and me, anything.
Well, at least you do more of the cooking, so then you can kind of
I'm also just like very suggestible. So if I'm watching a TV show or a movie or reading a book and the character's eating or drinking something, I like want that. And I have to, so like I don't know why, but that's often how I'll like make something new or discover something because I'm like, oh, that sounds good.
So he's watching The Gilded Age right now, and we have a pig with an apple in its mouth at
No,
home.
we don't.
There is this parent, I think it's a mom or something, and she went viral online for creating movie nights for her kids, and they eat through the movie, like the food shown in the movie. So they'll be watching Beauty and the Beast or even Harry Potter or something, and every single thing in the movie, she'll like bring out the actual food. I was like, I see you doing that.
Wow.
For
That sounds like a lot. I mean, I get overwhelmed easily too in the kitchen, so I don't know.
Cute.
So a lot of our listeners are parents, and I think one of the challenges and sometimes the eye roll moments where, even they could look at your viral recipes and be like, I don't have that time. Mm-hmm. So if there is parents out there like, okay, but tell me what I can make in 10 minutes that will be good. What is your go-to?
So I think I do post a lot of, I have the, $200 peanut butter and jelly and $2,000 pizza, which is funny. And yes, I've actually made it for clients, but a lot of my recipes are really low lift and approachable.
Yeah.
And I love, again, another stigma that like healthy food doesn't need to take a lot of time or a tremendous amount of effort. And a lot of it is meal prepping. Like even if I'm like, you have 10 minutes, take 3 sheet pans and throw things on it. Even if your only seasonings are olive oil, salt, and pepper, chicken breast on one, frozen vegetables on another, frozen rice on another, put it in the oven, leave it, and you have something to start with in the day.
Yeah.
A lot of people lean toward unhealthy processed foods, not because it's what they really want in that moment, but it's out of convenience. And if you make healthy food just as easily prepped as the junk food in your pantry, like an uncut cucumber is not very inviting. You're going to reach for the chips. But if it's cut and prepared and in a container and it's just as easy and convenient as the bag of chips, you might grab it.
Yep.
So setting yourself up for success.
Setting yourself up. Don't grocery shop when you're hungry.
Oof.
Even if you have to eat like a protein
We're
bar
really
at the
guilty of
grocery
that.
store, but like
Yeah.
if you don't have it in your home, you're less likely to eat it. But if you grocery shop hungry, you're going to grab more unhealthy snacks.
One of the things I've learned, I'm curious if you agree with this, is like the Vitamix, like the blenders can be your best friend. So like I'll put eggs and cottage cheese and like a random stuff. Or one thing I make for our kid a lot is I'll bake 2 sweet potatoes, take the peel off and just throw them in the blender and add like eggs, baking powder, cinnamon, whatever. And then I make sweet potato waffles.
Yum.
But
I love
just in the blender.
The blender is the best.
Yeah.
If I had one kitchen tool, it'd be a food processor.
Okay.
Chops, it shreds everything, make your life easier.
Yep.
And I love it. I make these oat tahini egg pancakes and I just use a NutriBullet and it's
Yum.
See,
the best.
too many buttons.
Yeah.
Too
I
many
wasn't a
steps for
big,
me. I like meat, throw it on the grill, done.
but I wasn't a meal prepper until we had a baby. And then I was like, because we are feeding him 3 times a day. And I was like, this is unsustainable to be like preparing. So I'll make 4 or 5 things for him at the beginning of the week. And then it's in the fridge.
That's so nice. Those waffles sound delicious.
They're really good. And
I,
the other
try.
I end up eating Bishop's meal because I do breakfast with them every morning. And I end up eating the sweet
He's
potato
like our little
waffles.
carnivore baby. Like I saw, I think on TikTok, this recipe for bone marrow butter. So you roast bone marrow bones, scoop out the marrow, and then just add like a stick of butter and some herbs. And
Oh, you're a chef.
then he eats it. Oh, it's his favorite food. And it's really
Leave
good.
it in
Like
the fridge and
brain
just
food
spoon
and-
bone marrow butter
You're
into his
making an
mouth.
expensive baby. They're gonna-
The bones though, like I really felt like a local at my grocery store when I was like, do you have any like bone marrow bones? They're like, I got some in the back for you. And I was like, okay.
Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, our
they had
neighborhood Whole Foods has
They
it
were
in the
like
back.
holding on to them in the back.
Wow.
But yeah, I joke that I'm a trad wife.
I'm trying to
like
make them
ballerina
a full-time
farms.
like I want to be on a farm. Like
Same. That's my
So
end
badly.
goal.
Do you?
I really,
Oh, cool.
I mean, just knowing the more you know about where your food comes from,
Yeah.
you want to run to Europe and go on a farm and live on a farm. And you really need to focus on, working with companies, supporting companies, buying food from companies that really care about your health and wellness and everything first and care about
Well,
you.
the first
But
step is waking up. And I feel like that's what people are doing now. I just saw a couple days ago, Americans are drinking less than ever. The percentage of Americans who report drinking alcohol is the lowest it's ever been. And like, we like a glass of wine here and there, but I think like in the pandemic, I was maybe drinking a little too much because there wasn't much to do.
everybody
And
will,
now I think everyone's like, okay, this is, I think for the first time, the Surgeon General said a couple years ago, like alcohol is not healthy for you. So I feel like, I don't know, people are waking up and we know now that like, as great as our country is, like the food system is struggling and it's better elsewhere. And so I feel like Americans are naturally competitive. So we're like, okay, like we don't want this shit in our food. Like we should have great food. We should have better tap water.
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I want to break this interview up so it's not just like all grilling you with long form questions. So I want to do this rapid fire game and just don't overthink it and give me your fave from it. Okay.
Okay, I'm scared.
Which one you prefer?
Okay.
So here we go. Sweet or spicy? Or sorry, sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Spicy or mild?
Spicy.
Avocado toast or smoothie bowl?
Oh, I mean, I just said sweet, so I guess a smoothie bowl. Yeah,
Okay.
I guess a smoothie bowl.
Breakfast for dinner or dinner for breakfast?
Breakfast for dinner.
Always.
Always,
There's
yeah,
not a-
always.
There's no other
I want
answer.
those waffles
Yes.
day and night.
Farmer's market or grocery store?
Farmer's market. Sorry, Aaron.
Olive oil or butter?
Olive oil.
Fresh herbs or dried herbs?
Fresh.
Soup or salad?
Salad.
Okay.
I don't love hot food. I like things all room temp, even
Yeah.
tea.
Wow.
I'm weird that way.
It's good for you, probably.
Tacos or sushi?
Tacos.
Fiber from veggies or fiber from beans?
Fiber from that seed mix or from veggies.
Okay. Cook alone or cook with friends?
Cook with friends.
Wine while cooking or coffee while
Well, actually,
cooking?
entertainment with friends.
Yes.
But, no, just leave me alone in the kitchen. I get in
Yes.
chef mode. So don't cook with me.
Right.
Got
Like,
it.
do the dishes.
They could sit on a bar stool and watch.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. To
What's your
clarify.
drink of choice while you cook?
Drink of choice? Honestly, like a kombucha, unsweetened iced tea. I don't really drink much either.
Yeah, got it.
So, yeah.
Fancy plating or rustic family style?
I like rustic family style. It's homey. It's approachable.
Yep. Leftovers, always or never?
Always. Always.
Yes. And then quick gut check. Best gut-friendly snack?
Best gut-friendly snack. Best. I love making homemade coconut yogurt. I post a lot of recipes for that.
Okay.
That I top with like granolas and stuff.
Yeah.
Yum.
It's so easy to make your own yogurt, and for some reason, it's so expensive in stores.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love a yogurt bowl.
I mean, I found that out the hard way too. Erewhon granola is so good, but it's so expensive, so overly priced.
It's insane. Yeah,
And
no, it's great.
You can make it at home for truly a
Sheep
fraction.
hand. Yeah. Just throw
Yeah.
it.
He motivates me to really want to like just go full farming.
Oh, no,
but-
Ballerina Farm, love it. Yeah, seriously, you
know.
need to have her on this podcast.
Yeah.
So obviously you have so many exciting things coming up, but what can you tease? Like what's next? I know you mentioned the book. Where are you headed just now that you have all of this experience and like wealth of knowledge? And I also said before we were on the podcast, like you're so talented of that balance for social media, which I find so hard at times to like let people in like a really authentic way. You do it so naturally. So what's next for you?
So I love being on camera just as much as I like cooking, honestly.
Yeah.
Sometimes even more. Like I'll do these little skits with my clients. Like Emma Roberts and I just did this thing with like aquamarine too, but in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I love being in front of camera. So I would say more of that, cooking shows, my own show, more in the content realm. I'm doing a show with Fox called Fox and Food,
Cool.
which will be very fun. It premieres in December.
Amazing.
So it'll start with a holiday episode, which is really, really fun. But I love just showing my unhinged Chef Bae self on camera. It's just so fun. I love the content part. And you have to love content to be a creator.
Yeah.
Because you just have to, it's crazy. It's like its own full-time job.
It really is.
And then sharing my recipes. I do a lot in the nonprofit space with inner city children and families. And I love doing approachable, healthy, affordable recipes. And a lot of my book, yes, there'll be the entertaining, Paris Hilton's living glitter lasagna, but a lot of them will be back to those basics and sharing my recipes and getting as many people to make them as possible. So that's the end goal of this cookbook. It'll be called It's Basically a Salad because I trademarked it's gluten-free and dairy-free. So it's basically a salad.
Amazing.
So still like about a year away.
Okay.
And then more in my nonprofit initiatives. So I didn't hit on this before, but I grew up outside of Springfield, Massachusetts, which has one of the highest food insecurity rates in the country. So about 30% of families and children go food insecure. They don't know when their next meal is coming. They live on school subsidized lunches, fast food, and food stamps. And, I always had a roof over my head, a fridge full of food, and very much knew many people didn't. It was very much a blessing. And to this day, I've founded multiple nonprofits across the country. And that a lot of my clients, actually, my celebrity clients will help me. I fundraise for them, donate hydroponic gardens for them.
Cool.
But I teach these kids the importance of a healthy diet and lifestyle, where food comes from, how to make meals on very limited budgets, utilizing food stamps that go further at farmers markets than grocery stores. And most people don't even know that.
Wow.
And then, so some of the biggest comments, not to be on another tangent, but some of the biggest comments I'll get online are, you're so tone deaf. How did you just spend $30,000 at Erewhon for this celebrity client? People in the world are starving. And I'm like, this book and, doing more long form content in the next year is to really tell more of my story.
Yeah.
Because these initiatives, when it was the LA fires and, there were 60,000 people out of work in need of emergency nourishment.
You raised $260,000 for that.
I raised and a lot of that was my clients that were like, yes, these clients that, fly over the world or shop at Erewhon, but they have hearts of gold. And they were like, here's a blank check. And I was making 30 grams of protein, high protein, high fiber, organic meals for people that literally had nothing. And I was coming out of a commercial kitchen, so people could actually accept it. A lot of people cooked for the front lines, but they couldn't legally accept it because they didn't know what condition the food is made in. It was like lukewarm General Tso's chicken or cupcakes. I was like, our front lines and people that just lost their homes or people out of work don't need cupcakes. They need nourishing meals. So I was like, it's so much more beneficial to give me the money, and then it goes so much further. But it was my clients that, truly, I raised $260,000 in like 3 days. So it's like they have amazing hearts.
As two people who live in Los Angeles and were, evacuated, thank you for doing that.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, we didn't lose our home, but it's, the whole city felt it, right? It was all over, and we're still feeling all the effects of it. But it was really beautiful to see how people came together, and people who had to evacuate had, safe places to go, but then like there would be a fire near there, and like the house that used to be safe, you were like had to go somewhere else. Everyone had to pack up again. It was a crazy moment, but we got through it.
Built community, but also it shows you what's important in life. Your health is number one.
I think one thing I would love to know too is like, as a private chef for these celebrities, how do you balance, because like I've obviously seen your content, especially with Emma, like how do you balance like I'm your chef but also like your friends, and like what does that relationship look like for some of your clients?
So a lot of my clients found me through social media, which is so fun. So we know we want to film together. And then I love just sharing my recipes, and people look up to my clients as their role models in life. So it's such a win-win. Because yes, we're friends, but people, even young kids will come to me, and I can make salads all day, but if it's like Mindy Kaling salad, then these young kids are like, oh my God, I made Mindy Kaling salad last week. And that's just the best. And they know people look up to them, they're inspired by them, and that's my goal. And if they're eating a certain way and prioritizing their health, then people watching it will also be inspired to prioritize their health and eat in a healthier way. So it's a win-win. So we're both we know we love doing the content and sharing. It's all about sharing the recipes, but no, it's funny. I mean, you go in and you're private chefing for your friends, but it's so funny. You know what they love to eat, and they're like, like Emma loves chicken fingers and French fries and could eat like a kid all day, every day. Chocolate cake, Reese's peanut butter cups, and I was like, I'm gonna make this for you, but in a healthier way, and kind of messing with them a little bit. You know, saying like I can make you a healthier version of your favorite food, and you'd never know. It's kind of that little challenge. It's fun. Makes it fun to cook for your friends.
That is fun.
You've done such a really good job of the balance and also using your platform and your voice. I think it's something that really stood out to me as we were preparing for this episode. Is of course People Magazine picks up the $2,000 pizza and all of the celebrity names that you've cooked for, but the thing that did stick out to me is the nonprofit work that you do, and I loved what you said too, of doing this, of course, pays my bills and does it, but also provides. You're basically bridging these communities and showing like, hey, I know this is crazy and lavish and extra, but because I do this, I can now help here. And I think that is, it's really beautiful to see, because especially in our industry, not a lot of people do that. They get caught up in that, the luxury lifestyle of it all, and they get lost in it. So I commend you.
Thank you. As someone who's so good on camera, I'm honored that you're saying that. So thank you.
We have the last segment that we want to do with you that is going to be so much fun. And we are going to play Dad or Daddy. So you have to tell us if they give you dad vibes or daddy vibes.
Okay, if anyone's a daddy, hit me up. Colton has my number.
I have a traditional list, then Jordan is going to go over just a few too.
Maybe I'll interject.
Okay. So I'm going to start us off. Dad or daddy? Jason Momoa.
No, I think, have you ever seen the thing where it's like he's all facial hair and they like shave his beard and show what he looks like in AI without a beard?
No, but I have it, but I'm going to go look that up.
Oh, sorry, no. I just threw him under the bus. I know, he's now dad.
Dad,
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Chris Hemsworth.
Okay, I'm like just saying my type. I feel like my type is like Jerry Seinfeld season 1 through 3. Like that's like now you have to change your whole list.
Oh my God,
because I don't like the
incredible.
pretty boy. Like I like that, like not like the later seasons, but like young.
Yeah.
Like young Jerry Seinfeld.
We have
like
them
the
on
weirdest
here,
type.
so we'll get to your type. I
Okay,
think.
so he's like dad. Well, he's like daddy, but not my daddy. He's like.
And
someone
this
else's
doesn't have to
daddy.
be someone that you're attracted to, for the record. This is just like, what energy are they giving you?
Okay, daddy.
Okay, so like, Idris Elba,
Daddy.
Martha Stewart,
He's zaddy.
For sure.
Zaddy,
Yeah.
The
that's-
daddy of them.
yeah.
Of them
Yeah.
all. Pedro Pascal.
Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, sorry.
John Krasinski.
Krasinski,
Daddy.
Okay.
Ina Garten, the barefoot Contessa,
Oh, she's like queen, zaddy, like
all the things.
Everything.
love her. Yeah.
Same.
John Hamm.
Dad.
Okay. Jeff Goldblum.
Dad.
Michael B. Jordan.
Why can I not picture who that is? What does he look like?
Creed. Black Panther.
Oh, okay.
Super
Daddy.
good looking.
Daddy.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm too opinionated here.
Chris Evans.
Daddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Rachel Ray.
I like Ina and Martha over. Sorry, do you know?
Are those your
Rachel?
faves?
Yeah.
Are those two your faves? Me too.
Love them.
Yeah.
Also, Bobby's hysterical. We always get in like Instagram little things, and he'll go into my comment section because I
Bobby
just
Flay.
made I call it my ex-boyfriend's guacamole because he showed me how to put roasted corn in guac, and Emma's like, you put garlic in guac, and I'm like, Emma, you do not put garlic in guac. And then it was this whole reel that I did, and then Bobby Flay comments, he's like, you do not put garlic in guac. It is 5 ingredients. You do not put corn in guac. You do not put like this whole thing. And now it's like the guac feud, but he's
Oh my
hysterical.
gosh. Wait,
I'm a guacamole purist too, so I would not put corn or garlic, but I'm gonna try because you said it's good.
Okay, I have to change your opinion on that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
send you my hot sauce.
Please.
I put my hot sauce in it, the LA green juice hot sauce.
I love spice.
I've heard of
Okay.
that. Yeah, that would be
and
great.
it's all clean, no gums, no
Yum.
added sugar, anything.
Okay, cool.
I'll send it to you.
You're going to really appreciate this. I filmed season 4 of Traitors, and Kristen Kirsch was on the cast. And she is such, just an impressive person, but also an impressive chef. And she had, midway through filming, she sort of advised production and catering to like tweak a few of their dishes. She was critiquing the food as we were like working. And it was the most iconic thing ever because, you know, at a certain point you're like, I can't do this again. She's like, I need to talk to whoever's in the kitchen. And I was like, what a boss. And like they upped their level. And it was like, just one of those things. I was like, oh, like
She's
that
amazing.
level of chef.
We just went to her restaurant in Austin. Oh, so good.
She's the best. I can't say enough good things about her.
Amazing. But no, usually, I mean, catering on a set can be rough. A lot of my clients, like I'll like bring them, or assistants will bring them containers that I'll make or something because they'll eat their own kind of thing. But massive catering's hard.
Yeah.
But usually if something's like not great in a restaurant, like I don't say anything.
Right.
I feel so bad. I know how much work it is.
Yeah.
But if something's spoiled, that's when I'll say something. I
Yep.
can like have a good sense of taste, so I can taste when like a nut or something has rancid oil on the outside of it. So I'll like ask a weird question like, how are you storing your nuts in the kitchen? Are they a little too close to the stove and too large of a container? And then I'll like, something like that'll
That's such a nice way to ask instead of complaining.
He does this.
You know,
He's so good at it.
I try to I think most people are nice, right? And most people are trying to do a good job at whatever they do. And I think that's such a nice way, instead of being like, this nut tastes rancid, what's going on in there? To like inquire.
Yeah, I've gone back into kitchens before. And been
and then people don't feel like embarrassment or shame, and they're like, "Oh, really? I didn't know that." And then it made it like a more pleasant interaction.
Yeah.
And they can change what they're doing, but it's like, I think that's a really nice way to like give feedback.
But if like there's a hair in the I'll never say anything. I'm just like, I can't.
Oh,
I always feel so
It
bad.
just happened to me.
It just happened to me.
And
At Starbucks.
I took the sandwich back and I just said, this, and I pointed at it and she goes, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And she gave me gift cards and a new sandwich.
Aw.
I didn't complain. I was just like, I can't eat. I need a new one of these. So.
I know we're
nice.
wrapping up, but I have another question for you. Do you feel like the food world is like it has gotten better in terms of opportunities for men and women? I know it used to be kind of dominated by men. How do you feel like that is now?
It used to be when I started out, it was so dominated by middle-aged men, and that was nothing's more motivating than not working for a group of middle-aged men than to just go off on your own. Now with content creation, the healthy food world, there's such an empowered women chef community and movement. But yeah, it used to be very male dominated, like the Bear. I've lived through that, like these corporate kitchens.
Yeah.
I always felt like I had to prove myself way more. And I would always get these comments like, oh, chef, you're looking exotic today. I'm like, you don't even know the meaning of exotic because I'm literally like the epitome of not exotic. But yeah, I mean, there were chefs and we did a cooking segment together on the news and we were making tacos and during commercial breaks, the cameras would come off and he would like grab my hips and like be so inappropriate with his hands and the cameras would go on and he would like get back into his station and he's now in jail for sexual harassment. Now I didn't say anything. Like I was like, karma's gonna get to him.
I'm
and
sorry
it did.
that happened to you.
I'm
but
so sorry.
yeah, now there's such an amazing supportive movement and you know, I pretty much only hire women. I train a lot of young girls coming out of culinary school that show such promise and ambition and I take them under my wing. A lot of the kids in my culinary classes are such young girls that just grew up in unfortunate situations and some of them are now they want to be chefs themselves and you know they're on a path to success. So
food is really cool. It's like everyone can just relate. Like, you know, I'll go back and like watch Julia Child, you know, do stuff like Nancy Silverton, who's like one of the great chefs of LA and has so many great restaurants. She was like a guest on Julia Child's show and I think the 80s, like making some dessert. And I just watched this segment the other day. And like, you know, we mentioned Martha Stewart. Watching that documentary, you're like, oh, wow, they came after this woman and put her in jail for truly no reason because she was like I think she was the first self-made billionaire in America off of largely like food and lifestyle. But I think it's very cool. I'm sure like you're part of like that next generation of just like inspiring people to shake up this field a little bit. So
we need
hats off to you.
You're doing it.
Thank you. There's a lot of change that we have to make, but truly, like when you said the artificial dyes with Kellogg's, like our voices aren't small.
Yeah. And trust me, that was, and you know this as somebody who works with brands, it's not a smart thing to do business-wise.
Oh, no.
Because like, obviously, their portfolio is massive and like their spend is huge. But like, I'm not going to just sit, I'm not going to, for a paycheck, like bow down. Like that's not how it should be.
Yeah, so. I think when we call out companies, it's also important to like praise them when they change and do the right thing. And there's a ton of misinformation out there right now, you know, like around one of the ones, you know, I spent a lot of time researching baby formula and the laws that govern it haven't been updated since 1991. And you have to have some type of seed oil in the formula to deliver the nutrients through the fat molecules to the baby's body. And so there's all of these like kind of Maha influencers just railing on that. But it's like, well, you have to have some way of getting the nutrition, right? And so it's, and so you'll have these like infant nutritionists who are like, please don't like knock this because like this is saving babies' lives. And of course, there's always ways to make things healthier. But I think it's just really important to have like good, solid information and also like make it entertaining and fun and digestible. So
So can you tell our audience where to find you on socials? And, you know, obviously the book is coming out next year. So when that comes, we'll support it as well.
Thank you. You'll get the copy and my hot sauce first. So the book will come out in about a year. It's basically a salad, very exciting. And my Instagram is Chef Bae. My TikTok is Chef Bae. YouTube is Brooke Baevsky. And then I have a Substack where I link out tons of recipes. A lot of them are free. And it's chefbae.com to contact, get in touch.
BAE.
BAE.
And I'm going to link the Zoe Daily 30 in the show notes. So for those of you wondering about, you know, the fiber and the scoop that we're talking about, Zoe has an incredible product. I will link that in the show notes for everybody.
Your gut will thank you.
Yeah.
Your gut will thank you.
Prebiotics for the win.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. This is so fun.